A story from downtown Norfolk.
Back in 1992, a Norfolk pastor named Ray Wilkie volunteered with a group of Lutherans who traveled to Latvia and Russia to help with the church mission. What Reverend Wilkie saw on that trip changed his life forever.
Just thinking about all these things and tears running down my cheeks because of the conditions that all these people lived in across this vast country.
The desperate people that Reverend Wilkie encountered begged him to help them.
I had a conviction in my head that I couldn't go home and do nothing.
Upon his return to Norfolk, Reverend Wilkie contacted Clayton Andrews, who was the owner of a worldwide transportation company named Andrews Van Lines.
Because he'd been looking for something more meaningful than what he'd been doing his whole life.
The two made a formidable team, and together they sent giant care packages out to a world in need.
Well, we shipped 4 or 5 containers that year, and now we ship 240 a year.
After dedicating his life to Orphan Grain Train for more than 2 decades, Clayton Andrews passed away in 2016 at the age of 96.
You know, I just look on that map and I say, wow, here we are in Norfolk, Nebraska, and we're being asked to help someplace on this map, on this incredible atlas, to bring aid.
Grant Schmidt is the vice president of Orphan Grain Train.
Since Pastor Wilkie started this in 1992, Orphan Grain Train has had over 3,000 shipments worldwide.
These 40-foot containers that get loaded up are driven to Omaha and then shipped via train to a port on the East Coast.
It could be medical supplies, it could be school equipment, it could be clothing, it could be quilts, it could be food, it could be relief.
Whatever it might be, it is packed with love by big-hearted Nebraskans. Volunteers are the lifeblood of this operation. Last year alone, they donated nearly 100,000 hours.
That's just staggering to think that people want to give so much of themselves just out of love for others.
It's the donations that continue to change lives here in Nebraska and around the world.
I sit in a place that humbles me every day. In the 4 years that I've been here, there has never been a day I've come to the office where we haven't received a donation.
To put it quite simply,
we're only as good as the people that support us, and the support is astounding.
One of the many things that I find very impressive about Orphan Grain Train is that 97 cents out of every dollar that is donated goes straight to the mission. The world is most certainly a better place because of the spirit of love and compassion that can be found at Orphan Grain Train right here in our town, Norfolk.
All right, thank you, Lance. Coming up tomorrow in our town, Norfolk, meet a man who's been collecting Hot Wheels cars for his entire life.
And we invite you to join us Saturday night at 6:30 for a 30-minute special presentation where we look back on a memorable week in our town, Norfolk. And if you happen to miss it live, you can check it out on the Our Town Norfolk page at 1011now.com.